Okay, now quick backstory. I'm a sword collector, and as a late Christmas present, my wife ordered me King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, Excalibur, from Guy Ritchie's film King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword. So my wife ordered it on Christmas Eve, and I sent them a message saying, I know it's lastminute.com, but this is a late present. Is there any chance, when can you, the earliest time you can send it out? And they kindly replied and said that they return to work on the 1st of January and start sending their goods out on the 2nd of January. Well, today is the 30th of December. So we haven't even hit the new year yet. And the postman's just knocked at the door. And surprise, surprise, they've delivered this box. Now, my wife hasn't ordered anything else, so we're not expecting something. So I'm assuming this is the sword. So I'm going to unbox it now, which I'm delighted that they have sent it out so quick. And they're called the Sword Stool. And I think they're based in Oldham somewhere, UK, obviously. And I wasn't expecting to get this until the end, at least the end of the first week in January, stroke second week in January, and lo and behold, we're still in December, and somehow or another, even though they're on their Christmas break, they've managed to send it to me very, very quickly. So very surprised and very delighted, assuming this is the sword, but it can't be anything else. Like I say, we haven't ordered anything else, and this is about the right size. So I'm going to share this unboxing with you, just in case you're ordering the same sword from Sword Stool. The Sword Stool. You can find them on Google. It was £279. So I'm opening it the wrong way, so I need to open this end. I don't know if to open the whole box or whether just to slide the inner box out. I think I'll do that. Here we go. Wow, this is it. This is it. Get rid of that for a minute. As you can see, this is the box. And there's a picture of the sword. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm going to turn this light on. So, we've got the exterior of the box, and it's got a polystyrene inner package. So I'll slide this bit off. Oh, keep that. And there's a description. The Legend of the Sword, and it tells you all about the story of King Arthur in Guy Ritchie's film. That's their particular legend. So I'm going to slip this over here with this other box for now. What have we got here? Aha! King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Excalibur. So that's just a pamphlet version of what's actually written on the box that the sword comes in. That can go there for a minute. Now, I'm assuming it opens this way. So just a little box cutter blade across the tape. I don't want to ruin the box. Polystyrene. A little bit here. Hoping you can still see this. That comes down like that. Wow. Here we go. All wrapped in plastic. got your sword, you've got your tip bit there to stop any unforeseen accidents. So this is all covered, this is wrapped in a plastic bag, and it's also covered in plastic, and there's a tip protector plastic on there. It's a nice weight. I think it's about 105 centimeters tall, but that is absolutely beautiful. It's called Valerian steel, which is I think from the family that are in Game of Thrones, the dragons. I think that's where Valerian comes from. I don't think there's actually a steel that's called Valerian. I think it's a fantasy name for this particular type of steel, which obviously isn't Damascus. That tip is very sharp. That's sharp. The blade is quite sharp. Not one of those blades like a samurai where you cut paper, I'm assuming. But you've got your engraved words here, which I need to find out what they mean, but that's what lit up in the film every time Arthur touched it, the sword with two hands. But there you go. That is Excalibur, and it's absolutely beautiful sword, solid. The hilt, the pommel, feels lovely, two-handed. Give it a little wipe because I've got my fingerprints all over it. But yeah, that's a nice balance. It's a very nicely weighted sword. That is lovely. I'm really pleased with that. Easily fingerprinted though, so I'll keep that nice and clean. There you have it, the unboxing of the beautiful Excalibur. And you know what? It is exactly like it looks online. It's exactly what it says online. The description is exactly that, and it's very well made. I love the grip. It's like a leather grip. Love the blade. It's a nice looking sword. That's how high it stands. But there you have it, Excalibur. Welcome to my collection. And I've got a nice little place for it, which I'll show you. Just move a few things out of the way first. This is to add to some of the swords I already have on display. I've got other swords, but they wouldn't all fit on my sword hanger. So these two are Roman. That's a cavalry sword, and that's a gladius. This is King Richard I, the Lionheart. This is Knights Templar sword, which I picked up from an antiques market. This was the very first sword I ever bought. Slightly longer. And I actually added these Templar on here, Templar crosses. These come with an inlaid Templar cross on there and actually there. This sword I made in Wales and forged it the traditional way. Phoenix Forge it's called, in Carmarthen, and that is a proper sword that I made from one little piece of metal with an anvil and a proper coal forge and a lot of banging, grinding and hard work. 5-day course. That's one of my favourite swords because obviously I made it. This is an antique hilt, but it's got a new blade. Also bought this in Newark Antiques Fair. This is the scabbard to the gladius, which is just filling that gap, which is pretty much where I'm going to put Excalibur. Let's have a look, see how that looks. right there. I may mess around with it a bit and put Excalibur somewhere near the middle to show it off a bit more. But that's an impressive sword. All I'm after now, really, to finish my sword collection, is the Uhtred sword from Last Kingdom, which has amber in the hilt, in the pommel, and I can't remember the name of it. Something serpent. Can't think of the name now. It's the something serpent. But to finish my collection and to make me happy, because I'm not going to buy any more swords because I've got nowhere to put them. Obviously, I've got this fantasy angel from the Lord of the Stones up here. Maybe you can't see it because of the background. But anyway, back to where we was, and that was the unboxing of Excalibur. And there you have it. So, all I can say, all in all, really, is that the sword stall, who we ordered it from, did an excellent job in sending this to me ASAP. And the sword says does what it says on the tin, and it's a really decent sword. Very nice. Long handle. The blade isn't the longest blade in the world. It's pretty similar to some of my other blades in length. It's perfect length, but I prefer a shorter sword than I do a longer sword, which is why all my short swords are on the hanger, and my longer swords are either hanging on the wall, or I've got the one from what was that film called? The Scottish highwayman that travels through time. What's the name of that sword? What's the name of the film? Highlander. So the baddie, who was called Kruger, if I'm not wrong, had this sword. And it's very long. And if you press this button, these spikes come out. So this is a really long sword. That's a really long sword. This one up here from Lord of the Rings. So they won't go on there. They're too big. They're too long. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of the Excalibur. And if you haven't seen the film, Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, it's on Netflix. No, it's not. It's not on Netflix. It was, but I think you can download it from somewhere or watch it on one of the TV film channels that you can get. Anyway, that's it. That's Excalibur. Just one last look at the box. That's the packing it came in. Oh, I'm supposed to get this. The backing to it. Where's that? I missed something. Why haven't I got the backing? This is supposed to go behind it. This plaque. We'll have to investigate to find out why I haven't got that. Is it definitely not it? Is there something else in here? Oh, there it is. That's got to be it here. Oh, there's more unboxing to do. That's got to be it. Well, this is going to be tricky now because I've taken the camera down from where it's supposed to be. See if I can't pull it back up. Not that you really want to see me unboxing the plaque, but why not? Might as well make the most of it. Let's have a look. Messed this video right up, haven't I? Let's just quickly undo that while the camera's staying where it is. Totally forgot about this piece. No point unboxing it if you're not going to unbox everything. A little bit of tape. Cut that little bit of tape. And here we have a box that I'm assuming has the back. Couple of little pieces of tape here. That's it. So look at this plaque. Not that I'm going to use the plaque because I've got the sword holder, but I could use the plaque. And it's got what I would assume is a phoenix, a picture of a phoenix on it, which is quite nice. Nice weighted to hang it. And obviously something goes through here to hold the sword. Now whether or not that's in here, or whether that's a zip tie or some string or something. Here we go. There we go. These are the bits here. These are the bits. So you've got a couple of clamps in there that hold the sword to the plaque, and you've got the wall plugs and the screw that goes in the wall that slits in the keyhole slot on the back there. So that's it. That's the end of it. So if you ever want to buy an Excalibur sword, a very nice one from that particular film, because there are different versions of Excalibur. If you want it from that particular film, then I would assume going to the sword stall, who, to me, the sword is great and the service is spectacular, because they weren't going to send it out to the 2nd of January and I'd already settled for that, and it's now the 30th of December. And I've already received it, so thank you to the sword stall.